I am Tupac.
Staring at the world through my rearview. Just looking back at the world from another level, you know what I mean? Staring.
star Tupac Shakur died last night after a brief life in a rough business. He was 25.
Rapper and actor Tupac Shakur, who died last Friday the 13th after being gunned down in a drive-by following the Mike Tyson-Bruce Seldon boxing match September 7th.
I am Tupac.
To Machiavelli returns, it's all eyes on me.
One thing you gotta realize, the whole world know I hate rats, I hate snitches. I ain't into telling. So people always wanna know, is Pac dead, is Pac alive? I'm the wrong motherfucker to ask. But I tell you this, if you try to find a person who cremated Tupac, after he supposed to cremated Tupac, he retired and vanished into the sun. To the sunset, into the darkness. His code name was Machiavelli, like mine is Simon. And if you know the story of Machiavelli, he faked his own death. But at the same time, you know, they wanted to put Pac back in prison. And Pac would fake his own death and disappear before he go back to prison.
When Pac died, if he really did, you know.
If he really died, what do you mean by that?
I mean, when I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I'm gonna tell you this, Pac, you never know. I'm gonna tell you this, Pac, you never know.
Oh, there you go.
This happened, that happened, right?
Right.
If you think about it, right?
Right.
Why you think nobody been arrested if they said they the one killed Tupac?
Because they're snitching to the police, so they ain't gonna get
arrested. Not just to snitch and be smart, son. Because Tupac not
ain't
dead.
as smart as you should be.
Tupac not dead, n***. He was dead, they'd be arresting those dudes for murder. You dead, n***. He was dead, they'd be arresting those dudes for murder. You know he's somewhere smoking a Cuban cigar on the island somewhere,
right now.
you know what I mean?
I just got sent, like, a bunch of Tupac acapellas and went crazy with them. It's like, whatever I could salvage out of anything, I just did, you know, just banged out a bunch of tracks. So,
I did a joint called The Realest Killers. It was me and Tupac. I took a Tupac vocals. Actually, producer Red Spider had produced the track around the vocals because we had the instrumental. The production that was on the track, you know, is a little dated because Pac had recorded it, you know, so long ago that we redid the production. And it was like, it was exciting. Like, I enjoy that record more than I enjoy some of my solo records because I got a chance to work with them.
Who killed Tupac and Biggie? And I think both of these dudes were assassinated in some kind of way. More Biggie than Tupac. I think Tupac might have got killed by a dude that they you know, had an incident with earlier that day. But Biggie's seems a little
JFK.
Governmental to me.
How are you feeling and how are you doing physically?
I feel like this. I feel that the last word is always God. But
Pac saved my life. The reason why I say Pac saved my life, I got shot in the head, got grazed some other places, but I still got the bullet in my head. It's still there. But for as trying to get him to the hospital, didn't make me realize that I was shot. Because usually when you get shot in the head, the first thing the person do is panic. You know, bam, I'm shot in the head, I'm about to die. You know. And once you do that, you can't drive nowhere. My whole thing was, Pac, he was shot. I'm like, you shot? I'm finna get you to the hospital. I'm driving, telling him I'm finna get to the hospital, kick back. Pac looked at me and said, you know what? You need the doctor more than me. You the one shot in your head. And we laughed the whole time going to find our way to the hospital. That's the conversation we had. It wasn't, Pac was a man the whole time. It wasn't that he was like, oh, I'm shot. He cracking jokes. He like, yeah, they shot me. He said, but you shot in your head. Look at your head bleed. Look how much it's bleed. That was Pac. And I'm like, man, shut up. I'm gonna get you to the doctor.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital?
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They love me. We was in the, we was going in, we was on the thing that was getting there. I like, Pac, we the last one left. But we talking, this is how we talking. He said, homie, I'm straight. I love you, homie, I'm gonna be straight. I love you too. Woo, woo. That's what it was.
You know what I mean? And even Tupac at one point, you know, had said some things about you. Is that part of the game, man? Or I mean, what?
It's definitely a part of the game, man. If you want to get into rap, young children out there, you want to get into rap, baby, it is no easy gig, baby. You dig?
Especially when you're good.
Yeah, and if you're good, oh boy, it's crazy.
I'm telling you, man.
It's crazy.
Pac, 20 minutes before he got shot. I saw Pac in Vegas, about to get into the car. He was coming out the hotel. And we walked off, and we got in the cab, and they got into Bentleys and all that other stuff. And, you know, we went on to another party, and 20 minutes later, we heard Pac got shot.
I was at Warren G's house in the living room. I think we was playing a video game, and we kept getting a whole bunch of calls and pages. Somebody told us to turn on the news, and we turned the news on, and we seen the little shit.
I remember calling up Fanny and saying, Faye, do I need to get on a plane right now? She said, Jada, he's going to be okay. You get here when you can.
I drove down there to the hospital because I wanted to see my nigga, you know what I'm saying, make sure he was straight. I'm thinking that he was going to make it.
It was Pac. He'd been shot before. Fine.
Our first reaction was, again? You know what I mean? And then he was like, oh, he gonna be all right, because, you know, this after he got shot 5 times.
He was like a cat with like 9 lives.
I had went to see him when he was still alive. And I said a little prayer to him in his head and held his hand and whispered at him, you know, said my piece with him. You know, he didn't have no consciousness, but I felt like my spirit and his spirit connected, and I felt like he got it.
When I heard that Tupac died, I was cooking in a restaurant. It was a sports bar, so there was a big TV screen, and we all just kind of watched it, just like, you know, just dazed.
My mother knocks on the hotel door. Will opens the door. Soon as I see her face, I knew he was gone.
I cried like my mother cried when Marvin Gaye died.
A lot of people that worked at the job that I worked at didn't understand Tupac or didn't understand the music, so we're looking at us like, what's wrong? What's the big deal? Get over it. And it's like, nah, this is a really fucked up day. For the longest, I think anybody who had something to do with hip-hop and loved the music there was a sense of mourning for a long time.
We met at Baltimore School of the Arts. It was the first day, and he came over to me and introduced himself. And in high school, Pac was a little funny looking. Definitely from looking at him, wasn't necessarily like the type of cat that I would even like deal with, you know. But as soon as he approached me, he was like a magnet. It was like once you paid attention to him, he kind of sucked you in. And we hit it off from that moment on. He would tell me all the time, Jada, you're gonna be a star. You know what I mean? I'm like, Pac, come on. He's like, you're gonna be a star. You got it. You just got it. I don't think either one of us really thought that we would have made it in the way that we did. But we knew we were going to do something. He was one of my best friends. He was like a brother. And sorry. He was, I mean, it was beyond friendship for us, you know, as far as just, it was really difficult to explain because the type of relationship we had, you only get that once in a lifetime, so he was like a brother, father figure to me. Very protective, and we took really good care of each other. We took really good care of each other, the best that we could. But we gave each other a lot.
What people don't know is that he really kept, you know, me and my wife together too, because there came a point in time where I just felt like I didn't need to be, you know, in a relationship, you know what I'm saying, because it was becoming a headache to me, and all these girls wanted to be with me, and I was like, you know, fuck that. I can have any bitch I want. And I mean, we was flying back from Belize, and a gang of the homies, you know what I'm saying, from Death Row was like, yeah, man, fuck that bitch. My baby mama ain't shit. They was telling me about how their relationships is, and then Pac just was like, man, fuck that. That's your son's mother. You love her. She the only one that gonna love you. Just the shit he was saying was, it was like real, you know. And it was sounding crazy coming from him because he didn't have no relationship like that. But for him to tell me that, the shit really stuck in my heart. When I got home, you know, we pieced it back together, and me and my wife, you know what I'm saying, we worked it out and eventually got married, you know what I'm saying. It was like, I gave him a lot of credit for that because I didn't have no direction. I didn't have nobody to talk to, and I was like young and I didn't really know, so, you know, his advice stood out more than the negative advice did.
He been everywhere. He lived in New York, Oakland, here, there. He had so many stories. He had so many, you know what I mean? Everybody else was from one hood. We could tell you about how it is in our hood. He could tell you about how it was in different hoods all over. He could tell you about how it was in the Black Panthers. He could tell you, you know what I mean? So anybody who didn't listen to Pac and just shrugged off what he was saying is just, this nigga just out here talking or whatever. It was missing a jewel, was missing something that they could have took with for the rest of their life, and I'm glad that I was. He was so much of an influence, you know, he with me forever. You know what I mean? For life.
He stands out as a warrior. He was always, I guess, fighting for a cause of freedom, you know, I guess to get free on the outside when, you know, in reality, the freedom is inside, and he was just dealing with so much. So, he, you know, he was just always warring for us and making us understand that he was within the struggle with us.
Tupac is the largest selling rap artist, you know, and I think that's because of his consistency and his work ethic. You know, there's still new albums that haven't been fully, you know, released on his music. There's new music to come like that. It's not even over yet. You know, like when people have sightings of Elvis, Elvis material is, he's our Elvis.
I always knew that Tupac was talented and creative. But the other thing I always knew was the weight that he carried. He came here, the son of a person who was a radical in this country. This country does not look kindly on those people. So I always understood that Tupac couldn't just be an entertainer. He had to understand who he was, and that didn't mean running around dancing and jumping up and down. You know, I'm a dance through everything. I don't believe you can. So I always knew that Tupac was special. That is not to say that I ever had a clue that Tupac would be the person that he was, produce the material that he produced, and have the perseverance that he had and the passion that he had. I didn't know that any more than anybody else did. But I did know that my son was special, and I taught my children that they were special.
When we were children, Tupac was a butthead, and he was a typical older brother. He would tie my dolls by the neck and hang them and use them as piñatas. When it was his night to wash the dishes, if mommy wasn't there, he would beat me up if I didn't do it, or lock me in a closet. You know, I was afraid of the dark. That was the average family life that we had. When we just had a family meeting and Mom told us about something, a bill couldn't get paid or a struggle we was about to face, it was clear with the two of us that all I had to do was be a little girl and he would take care of it. Our conversations then turned into, don't worry, Seth, I'm going to make sure things are okay. He was completely nurturing and actually maternal. So he was our provider. I mean, if you think about it, even till when he died, he was 25, no kids, no wife, no anything, and he actually took care of his entire family. And that was him.
Tupac was a complete man. And looking at that movie, we realized once again how much we missed him in our life. We missed his laughter. We missed his criticism. We missed his energy all day. We missed his anger because his anger helped motivate us. His anger was because he saw more greatness in us than we saw in ourselves. And he thought we were a little too slow on the get up. So we missed that. I missed that. I guess he had to die so that we could sit and talk about him because he liked that. So he loved the fact that somebody's talking about him all the time, that his music is heard, that he still causes controversy, that people still wonder whether he's dead or alive, that people still argue about him, that some people like him, some people don't, some people are imitating him, that there's the controversy. He loved that. He's not somewhere quiet. He's probably somewhere cracking up because he was a jester.
What made Tupac happy is to see his family succeed and see his family. He was a family person. He was Tupac. He never changed. I mean, when he became a star and stuff, he still like Tupac was of old. I couldn't see nothing different, except he just had them bodyguards watching after me, you know.
I learned from Tupac that you can do and be whatever you want to be in this world, and you could really come and start from nothing. He proved that to me. I've seen it with my own eyes, because it's not like we came from a family of lawyers and doctors. No. Drug dealers, militants, drug abusers. He pulled up from all that and did his thing. And he proved that you can do it.
I'm not going to say he had a charmed life, but he was blessed. And you already knew that he was blessed. People was attracted to him. I mean, people used to fight to babysit him. The whole neighborhood, man, all the girls, the pretty girls, you know,
He was a
They all
ladies' man.
babysitted him, all
Yeah,
the
he was a
pretty- all the
ladies'
pretty
man
girls.
at 1 year old. I mean, it was quite obvious that that boy was going to be something special. Quite obvious.
He was a loving person, and you know, he was our friend. He was our family member. He was someone who was dear to us. And you know, the loss, you know, of him was just very devastating, and you know, very real.
A lot of little things that he did inspires my life today to make me who I am, and I love him. And I'm grateful to God and to his mom and daddy and to my mother and to all my family for cultivating a person like Tupac in my life.
Pac had a crazy impact on my life. Every level of my family is affected by him right now, to this day. You know what I mean? He still support the whole family. You know what I mean? He still pay for kids' Pampers and shit. You know what I mean? He's still putting food on people's tables and paying for Thanksgiving and Christmas and shit like that. So he affected my life like a motherfucker.
Pac, for us, the outlaws, the younger dudes in the family, he was like our champion. When everybody was like, yo, them niggas ain't shit, they ain't doing shit, they sitting around, they lazy, they don't want to do shit. Pac would be like, nah, fuck that, they ain't lazy. Them is my niggas, they rapping, that's what their job is. They rapping, they all right. Pac was the one that stuck up for us, like, nah, that ain't what's going on. Nah, they ain't doing that. They rolling with me.
Tupac was an old soul, an old spiritual soul, knowing things, having the wisdom of someone having been here for 70 years, that was shoved into this crazy 17-year-old body. She used to tell me, yeah, but I'm not your typical 23-year-old. And after I knew him for 2 or 3 years, he used to say, put that in the legacy. Write that down in the legacy. And I thought, boy, this ain't no legacy. And it was.
I've been in the ghettos of America, and they love Pac. You know, they call him the Black Jesus. He was sent here to save us. That's what a lot of real cats, I mean murderers, killers, carjackers, whatever you want to name. When I go to a ghetto, my pass is unlimited. You know, I hit any ghetto in America, and they know I'm not a police. They know I'm not no hook. They know I'm real. They know I mess with Pac, and they love Pac. So they open me with open arms. So that's what I really love, that he created something that he never got to see.
My sister was graduating from elementary in 1994, and Tupac was paying for her dress and all of her accessories, and he said, okay, so the next thing we need to do is get ready for prom. And she said, no, my prom wouldn't be coming up too soon, Shauna's would. So he said, okay, we'll plan for her prom. We would talk about it and joke here and there, saying, okay, it's coming, it's approaching, prom time is almost here, are we still going? Like, yeah, we're still going. I told you we're going. So I went ahead, I had my dress made. Prom came around June 7th, 1996. Limo picked me up, and he told me, he's like, you look beautiful. I've never seen you dress up like this. When we were walking in, all the kids are like, we danced one song, and then we left. I think the world's lost a good person, and a lot of people didn't see the real him.
So because I said, I'm cool with Puffy and Biggie doing the interview with you. Tupac took it as if I wasn't down with him no more, as if I was side busted, as if I was scared. Death Row looked at me as like a traitor. The next day, actually I had to fly back home from New York. And normally on a private plane, it'd be Pac, his security, me, my security, Suge, and a couple of his homies. This time I go to the airport, my security walking with me. Suge like, hold up, they can't roll. They gotta catch a regular flight. So now I'm like,
that's not a good sign.
Okay. First of all, Pac ain't said to me though, from that moment on.
But everybody else has security.
Yeah. I seen it happen. I know how to get down.
I was
so,
just gonna say,
I
that's
know.
what my mind was
I
wondering.
know how he get down.
Yeah.
I'm not a stranger to danger. I know what it is. So now I get on the plane.
We met at Baltimore School of the Arts. It was the first day, and he came over to me and introduced himself. And in high school, Pac was a little funny looking. Definitely, from looking at him, wasn't necessarily like the type of cat that I would even like deal with, you know. But as soon as he approached me, he was like a magnet. It was like once you paid attention to him, he kind of sucked you in. And we hit it off from that moment on. He would tell me all the time, Jada, you're gonna be a star. You know what I mean? I'm like, Pac, come on. He's like, you're gonna be a star. You got it. You just got it. I don't think either one of us really thought that we would have made it in the way that we did. But we knew we were going to do something. He was one of my best friends. He was like a brother. And sorry. He was I mean, it was beyond friendship for us, you know, as far as just, it was really difficult to explain because the type of relationship we had, you only get that once in a lifetime, so he was like a brother, father figure to me. Very protective, and we took really good care of each other. We took really good care of each other, the best that we could. But we gave each other a lot. I remember calling Afeni and saying, Faye, do I need to get on a plane right now? She said, Jada, he's gonna be okay. You get here when you can. It was Pac. He'd been shot before. Fine. He was like a cat with like 9 lives. My mother knocks on the hotel door. Will opens the door. Soon as I see her face, I knew he was gone.
I want to say about me making that statement was, it wasn't to have people not go see it. It was just, I wanted people to know what you're seeing in regards to my relationship with Tupac is not true. And that was important to me because my relationship was really special. And it was very complicated. And I just felt like it was a huge disservice.
The person I knew Tupac as, he was like very intelligent. And to me, like, society and people who always talk bad about him had the wrong vision of what kind of person he really was. I mean, everybody has done crazy things before or get put off in the wrong situations with the wrong type of people and wrong surroundings, but he's not a bad person. To me, I think he had a lot of sense and he was very intelligent.
He stands out as a warrior. He was always, I guess, fighting for a cause of freedom, you know, I guess to get free on the outside, when, you know, in reality, the freedom is inside, and he was just dealing with so much. So, he, you know, he was just always warring for us and making us understand that he was within the struggle with us.
Now we're going to go into a video from the late, great Tupac
featuring JoJo and Casey. This song is incredible. I bumped it when it first came out, and I still bump it to this day. Pac, I will miss you, but you'll always be here. Check it out.
Tupac was an old soul, an old spiritual soul, knowing things, having the wisdom of someone having been here for 70 years, that was shoved into this crazy 17-year-old body. She used to tell me, yeah, but I'm not your typical 23-year-old. And after I knew him for 2 or 3 years, he used to say, put that in the legacy. Write that down in the legacy. And I thought, boy, this ain't no legacy. And it was.
Heard that Tupac was shot, and then like later on down the line they said that he had passed away. It was like real shocking, but I feel that what the Lord does is like put things in front of you to show you like lessons. I mean, like it goes back to even the Eazy-E thing, you know what I'm saying? It's like, because children, they look up, and not just children, but like people our age, you know what I'm saying, they look up to the people that they see on the TV screen and what they hear. And I just think it was a big lesson.
I heard he made a record about me, and he was in New York, and nobody from New York is really, they talk it, man, but all them companies don't really hold it down. And what happened was, you know what I mean, he was in my town, so, you know, me and my crew was there, so we stepped it him and Suge, and, you know, we wanted them to tell us what was up, you know what I mean, because we like this guy's music, but he can't be in my town dissing me. Right. So what happened was we went to him and stepped to him, and the brother was like, nah, I'm from New York, man, me and you, Nas, we like this, don't never let nothing come between us. And he told me that I'm going to hear a lot of things that he said about me, and he's going to hear a lot of things that I said about him, but put it past us, and we powerful people, and let's move ahead. And we shook hands and said we'll talk on a later note. 3 days later, he was gone, and we never got a chance to really talk.
When you think the end could be near, you're going to want the people, you're going to want the world to know everything that you got inside. That's why he stayed in the studio. He stayed making something new, because he had so much in a little time to tell.
Tupac, what did he mean to me? It was a little weird being in the presence of Tupac, and we're very similar. Similar to the point where we almost clashed. Both Geminis, and it was almost like 4 people being in a room. You know, and I don't know if this has any significance, but I was born on an odd day, the 27th, and he was born on the 16th, which equals to 7, an odd day, and we were odd. It was very odd when we were together.
I'll be missed, you know what I'm saying, his music. I mean, the way I knew him, he was a sentimental cat, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't as hardline as everybody presented him.
I was very saddened, truthfully, at the tragic and senseless loss of such a multi-talented young man.
I got a chance to go to his house a few months before he passed on, and it was weird. It was a very weird experience, because everything that was in my cabinets was in his cabinets. It's down to the seasonings in the kitchen, you know, the types of food that we ate, the pot set, the chairs that we sat in. I look at the way his life was, and I don't know, I see a lot of that in me.
Tupac was just himself, free to be him. He didn't care what nobody had to say about him. He was being himself. He was a sweet person, a kind person, but nobody could change his mind about the lyrics he wanted to write or the image he wanted to portray. He was just the person he wanted to be.
He showed love to everybody he met. I don't care who they was, where they was from. East Coast, West Coast, wherever. You know what I mean? We had in Morning Till I Join You, damn, I wish they would have known how much you love New York. And then after he passed, it was like, I wish he would have seen how much New York loved him.
Notorious ain't dead.
Tupac ain't dead. He exists within me. You know, well, see, when the odds so-called, they came to me and they said, Dirty, wake up, yo, man. You know, we call it the land of nobody. You know, so Tupac is right here, and Biggie Smalls right here. They're just on my shoulders. You just gotta see them. They're there.
Tupac loved Death Row. Tupac loved me, I loved him. You'd ask Tupac that question, that was he planning on leaving Death Row, he definitely would cuss you out.
Tupac was one of the first people to break Hollywood and do movies and whatever. Sell 5 million records. It's hard for rap artists to do that, especially with it being his 3rd or 4th album. I think it's his 3rd album. But what I'm saying, it's hard to do your 3rd album and sell 5 million joints. If you in this rap game, you know what I'm talking about. You understand what I'm saying? And it's hard to get into movies and be a good actor at this. You know what I'm saying? I just think overall we lost one of the best artists in this little rap game it is.
He been everywhere. He lived in New York, Oakland, here, there. He had so many stories. He had so many, you know what I mean? Everybody else was from one hood. We could tell you about how it is in our hood. He could tell you about how it was in different hoods all over. He could tell you about how it was in the Black Panthers. He could tell you, you know what I mean? So anybody who didn't listen to Pac and just shrugged off what he was saying is just this nigga just out here talking or whatever. It was missing a jewel, was missing something that they could have took with for the rest of their life, and I'm glad that I was. He was so much of an influence, you know, he with me forever. You know what I mean? For life.
The car pulled up and shot Tupac. Car pulled right here and shot Tupac at this light. Car went that way. I was living right here in 1996 when Tupac got killed. Right here. I ain't never told nobody. Only the close people with me know.
So what do you think about all these artists calling themselves the new Tupac and I'm just like Pac?
I mean, you could say that. I mean, basketball players, football players always emulate somebody that they want to be. It's not my right to say that you can't say that, but if you're going to say that, you should know the history of who this man is and understand what you're trying to become and what you're, you know, emulating, because he was a great person, not just a rapper. Don't look at the thug in him. Look at the humanitarian work, the songs that he wrote for women, the empowerment that he gave to black women, the songs he wrote for mothers, and just the things that he did that was out of the box. We only want to highlight the hit him up and all of the beef that he had, but it was things that he did that was so real. For example, I was getting into it with my girlfriend at the time, and we just kept getting into it, and all of the niggas on Death Row Records was like, man, f that bitch, you Snoop Dogg, you can have any bitch you want with you, some hoes, and that Tupac came to me and said, man, f what they talking about. That girl love you, you need to marry her. And I listened to what he said, and I married my wife, and like 20-some years later, we still married.
Wow.
So it's like, this is the shit that this did that nobody's seen. You only seen the ignorant side. Let's fuck him up and wop the woe. But he was a real loving, caring, compassionate man. If you really knew him, and if he loved you, he loved you hard.
Yeah, at the Machiavelli album, some people wanted you to respond too.
Well, he passed. He passed when I heard that he had something about me in Machiavelli. But we talked about it, and he was like, he would take it out after me and him met again, and we saw each other. We had voiced our opinions on everything, and he said, I'm cool with taking that out. He was like, yeah, I got that on my record going at you. And but he passed. We was going to meet. He passed day before my birthday, September 13th. Yeah. We was going to meet in Vegas. I was in Vegas, and it rained in Vegas when he passed. That was a trip. But yeah, man, no, I have way too much respect for Tupac. Way too much, man. He was a god, man.
The Tupac article had me pissed off, you know what I'm saying? And the rumors that's spreading is on some tip like we set him up, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. It's just ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? But I also understand that if you was to get shot 5 times, mine is just completely spinning, you know what I'm saying? You're real confused about your situation. So it'll cause you to say things that you really don't mean.
Wow.
R.I.P. Tupac.
Yeah. Oh. What was your greatest memory of him?
Man, it's one of my greatest memories, but it was also one of my saddest memories because it was 1996. We on my trailer, and we're shooting a video to my song called Rapper's Ball. But he was there, and he was just telling me about, you know, how he had an album for when he died.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I don't think he felt like he was gonna die. It was just he just had it prepared because he is a workaholic. You know, Tupac would go in the studio and make like 6 or 7 songs in one day.
Wow.
That's how he.
Wow.
That's how he operated. He was real quick with his pen. So now I think about it, it's like, you know, you build up your catalog. You know, if you're serious about being in the industry and carving your identity into the history books, you know, you're gonna continuously stay in the studio.
Yeah.
So your name can live on forever.
Yes, it has, and it has.
That was the beginning of a big feud between Saafir and Tupac, because as soon as we got back to the hotel, Pac got on the phone. That was one of those outings I told you about when he would just pop up and do a few shows with us. As soon as he got to the phone, he called up Rated. First thing he did was went upstairs to our bodyguards and DJ Fuse and all the people who had guns, like, Fuse, I need your gun, let me borrow your gun. Yo, we need your gun, we going back, and we gonna show them niggas that they can't raise us up like that. You know? What do you mean, who got the juice? I'm gonna show them who got the juice. So our bodyguard was like, all right, who else need one? Where they at? We're like, they're at a club 30 minutes away. And then Zazie looked at me and said, Greg, I told you not to wake me up with this bullshit, okay? There's no threat right now at the hotel. Took the guns back and went to sleep. Pac embraced Digital Underground at first, vocally, publicly, on his songs. Some of that you can expect because we were like the top group in Oakland at the time. You had Hammer and then Vogue. Too Short didn't really happen yet. He was starting to. He didn't happen globally yet. You know, Humpty Dance threw us out into a world of around the world immediately. So being that we were so large, you could only expect people to play into it a little bit. This is my opportunity. This is my door. It was beyond that with Tupac. His loyalty went deeper than that. We were like family to him. You know, we got him his first apartment. He had no credit. He couldn't drive. He had no driver's license. So we used to have to work the applications, and we would all pitch in and borrow a credit card and co-sign, and we did all the shit we had to do. We tried to teach him how to run his bank account and how to take care of his place. And I could tell you stories, man, about how I'd come over Pac's house. My best friend, Smooth, he used to sing all the falsetto shit on Digital Underground. Like, sex packets, all around the world, same song. That was Smoothie Schmoove. He managed an apartment building before we got the group going, and we rented Pac the G apartment in the back. And I'd come over there, and Pac would be gone out in the street with Richie Rich or somebody, you know. Like I said, he was like 6 years younger than me. When I met Pac, I was like 26, he was like 18 or 19. And he's like 7 years younger than me, so my thug side of me was out of me.
Everybody wanna believe he's dead, but he got braids now. He living in Cuba. In Cuba, yeah, in Cuba! That's on my song music.
I seen Pac. He out there, he's somewhere.
Tupac lives, we just can't tell y'all where. Cause the feds is watching. Fuck this faggots.
Where are Biggie and Tupac?
The legend is not dead.
Tupac? I think he's alive.
If it is true, don't return. Instead, sit back, it's cool.
Maybe the question is that Pac really not dead. Pac somewhere else, and maybe they get over. Maybe it's like
You're gonna start a whole nother.
I mean, it's the truth if you really look at it.
Did you see Tupac dead?
Nobody's seen Tupac dead. The thing is this: the person who supposedly cremated Tupac, this guy got about $3 million personally for me, cash. And next thing I know, I never heard from the guy. I seen him again. He retired and left.
Do you think it would be possible to manipulate a photo in such a way that it would seem real, but actually is fake?
Absolutely so.
So this could be a fake picture?
Could be. We just don't take pictures of dead bodies just to do it. And we sure don't take pictures of dead bodies after they've been autopsied and sewn back up, so to speak, preparation to be transported to the mortuary for whatever the next of kin want done with the remains.
Can't nobody arrest him. Can't nobody trying to put him down. Can't
everybody fire shots at him. Can't nobody hurt him no more.
I can tell you with 100% certainty that that particular photo was not from our file.
Captain is dead. Dead? Okay, wait a minute. Are we talking Tupac dead? Like maybe he is or maybe he isn't?
And I would ask Pac, like, Pac, how you get all that shit on the ceiling? And he would just bust out laughing. And to this day, he never told me how that shit got up there. He would just laugh, man, hard. Every time I asked him, it tickled him. So that's one for the road.
I am Tupac. The person's name was Tupac. It was Tupac meeting Tupac.
But acting, I could be somebody else.
See any tattoo removals on me? Huh? Do I gotta get closer? See this line right here? It's me almost like lost my life about 2 years ago. My aorta tour. That's me. You see any tattoos on me? You know why I don't have no tattoos? Because I'm from South Central LA. You know what tattoos mean? Tattoos, I go by the time what tattoos mean. Bang. I don't have no tattoos on me. I ain't never had no tattoos.
knows best and stuff, you know. Yeah.
Do build and destroy and bang on motherfuckers even trying to bring the ruckus. Peace. 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 Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell happened and shit? All right, hold on. That wasn't the beat and shit right there, right? We gonna get to that one, but that wasn't the beat. All right, so look. So we straight up here. So what we need y'all right now, you know what I'm saying, is we need y'all energy right about now. Y'all energy.
I just did the MC thing, and that was like some testosterone, male bravado type shit, you know. But I believe women are the spice of life. Fellas, what do y'all think? Are women the spice?
Feel like Tommy's sweet.
2 steps. I know. Tom, you sweet, man. And you're a sweet man.
Sweet.
I know. I know.
Sweet.
What you want me to say?
I'm a hot dog around the hottest monologue in star, poetic inserts, and yes, y'all. My speech is like holding 2 blocks apiece to outreach that rocks police. Super fast ribbon. I'm a hot dog around the hottest monologue in star, poetic inserts, and yes, y'all. My speech is like holding 2 blocks apiece to outreach that rocks police. Super Benjamin Button up beside the bitches women rewrite the enemy where they get hype off any flow. I came to get it. Hype off any flow. I came to get it. Like Operation Push. Operate the hype off any flow. I came to get it. Like Operation Push.
How you doing? And for all you people out there in niggerdom, see, he is not Tupac. Yeah.
Definitely.
Let's put it together. He is not Tupac. Yeah.
Retro.
this world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme, gimme, gimme. Push, 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 push. Step, step, step. Crush, crush.
What are you actually saying? So when I realized, you did 12 years a slave, and then just before then, I seen Puff Daddy talking about I was so inspired to see 12 years a slave, you this, that, and the other, and I'm like, the next day, and I see this, and I'm like, what does that mean? And stuff, in the whole scope of things and stuff. So, you know, and then looking at that emotional thing like I'm talking about, so, okay, you have all these social uprisings and things going on around the world, and then the States and stuff. It's this thin line between,
you know what I'm saying? There's richer and there's poorer. There's no just, did a movie, got a little bit of money, living okay, black neighborhood. I live in a white neighborhood, so I don't fit in. That's hell. It's hell when you can't be around your peers.
Hey kid, you big fucking America's Funniest Home Video. The funny shit is gonna be us taping us, kicking your ass, taking your camera. Fucking cops, what are you doing? Okay, guy, go get a taco. Go to taco? Go get a taco. Johnny Bass, Johnny Jack. Give him a Taco Bell certificate.
West Side in this motherfucker, LBC.
And show me where I said I met Tupac 3 times.
Respect means everything, but for you to have respect,
he's lying. Don't believe him, he's lying. What's up, Too Soft?
What's up,
said Tupac is coming back this year and stuff. Well, I've been back, you know, as far as they saying Tupac coming back this year. I've been fucking here. You just recognizing this shit and stuff, you know. So yeah, I don't know if you want to throw it out. But yeah, I don't know. You know, I people gotta do what they need to do and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I am Tupac.
Expect me, nigga. I'm coming. St. Norman.
Guerrilla conversation, warfare, remain patient. Robs, I can't waste it, can't smell and taste it. Can, yes I can right, I can make you with the mild, hot, basic, complex and complicated. I spit the verbal venom, lyricism, fresh rated, separated myself. To get into myself, to get out of myself, to look directly at myself. And if you seen what I saw and witness my flaws, my ups and downfalls, and why I rhyme at all is just a mystery to y'all, but still I'm down by law. Renegade rebel that'll die for the cause.
Renegade rebel that'll die for the cause. Renegade rebel that'll die for the cause. Renegade rebel that'll die for the cause.
So today's video is going to be about Tupac because he is playing the role of Akil the MC. Tupac never died. You know, he simply faked his death and now he is playing the role of Akil the MC. And it's so obvious. I mean, I call him Pac Kill. And shout out to Fearless TV and Cam B because they are the ones who made videos about this for a long time. And finally the word is getting out. I found out about this because of them. So go check out their videos. They have a lot of them. So 1 month ago on November 4th, Jordan Thriller did this article saying, "Is Tupac alive as Akil? Conspiracy theory that Akil the MC is Tupac is going viral." Is Tupac alive as Akil? A conspiracy theory that Akil the MC is Tupac is going viral. Akil the MC is a member of the hip-hop group Jurassic 5 that came to prominence after Tupac's death. Akil the MC is also from California just like Tupac. There is also the fact that Akil the MC looks like Tupac. I mean, it's undeniable. This one is so obvious that it's him. However, these aren't the only reasons people think Akil the MC is Tupac. It actually goes much deeper. Akil the MC has the same voice, mannerisms, eyes, and teeth patterns as Tupac. Akil also hints to him being Tupac in his music all the time. If you watch an old Tupac interview, then watch an Akil interview right after, they literally have identical voices. The theory that Tupac faked his death has been around since the day the news broke that he died. Since then, many conspiracy theories have arisen about where Tupac would be if in fact he was alive. All this time, Tupac may have reinvented himself as Akil the MC so he can hide in plain sight and live a normal life. It's crazy that this website posted this because now it's going to get so much more attention because this is like a big hip-hop website. So it's so obvious that this is Tupac. He's even doing the one eye symbolism. And it's funny because he made this music video called All Lies on Me. Tupac's record label never claimed this video. So that to me tells me that this is Tupac because anybody else who remixes Tupac's music, you know, they're going to copyright you. So Tupac basically remixed his own song. Now I'm going to show you guys the best videos that people have made about this. So in this interview, Akil the MC basically exposed himself.
You know, last but not least, document. You know, someone told me that if you don't document yourself, then, you know, or what you do, then you just become a lost tribe and stuff, you know. So people will have been like, oh, did they exist or did they not exist? And, you know, you'll tell all these people, I was on tour and, you know, document what you're doing and stuff because it'll just be doing it in the moment, but then it'll be gone and stuff. I can tell you just from personal experience and stuff, I wish I would have been documenting a lot of stuff that Jurassic 5 did in the past and stuff, you know. So now, as much as I can, so I take pictures and, you know, do a little video as much as I can and stuff. It's pretty, you know, hard, but if you can, think about it and stuff, because in the future you'll want people to know that you really existed and stuff. So
he said in the future you would want people to know that you really existed. So he's basically saying that he didn't exist back then because this is a new character that he created. So he basically got surgery on his nose and he grew a beard and dreads. It's a bad disguise. You could tell this is Tupac. They have the exact same voice.
A lot of stuff that Jurassic 5 did in the past and stuff, you know. So now, as much as I can, so I take pictures and, you know, do a little video as much as I can and stuff. It's pretty, you know, hard. But if you can, think about it and stuff, because in the future, you'll want people to know that you really existed and stuff. So.
But it need to be real, and it need to be before we all die, and then you say, oh, I made a mistake. We should have gave them some money. We really should have helped these folks. It's going to be too late. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you got to pay your own karma. And that's when God make you punish, when God punishes you. Because I feel like, you know, it's too much money here.
This is Tupac 100% because they have the exact same teeth, the same eyes, and everything. They are lying about Tupac's height because if you look at this picture right here, this is Eazy-E, right? And Eazy-E is listed as 5'3". So if Eazy-E is 5'3", and Tupac is the same height as Eazy-E, then that means Tupac is like 5'3", 5'4", which is the exact same height as the Kill the MC. This is an interview with Michelet, and she met Tupac, and she explains how Tupac was very short.
You actually sang on some Tupac songs.
Yeah, you can run the streets with your thumb.
Right. Were you cool with Tupac? You guys were friendly?
Absolutely.
What do you think was your best Tupac story, you know, being around?
Well, because every time we would see each other, we had this kind of ongoing joke where he was like 5'4". He was almost my height. So I would always say he was standing up, and I would always go, stand up when a lady walk in the room. And he would always go, lower your voice when you talk to a man. So it was funny every time we did it. It was just, he was really cool. I just loved being in his presence, his energy, because he always said something educational to you, just inspirational. He really was a very unique human being.
Any stories of Tupac wilding out or anything else like that?
Pac always did. Pac was, he had short man syndrome. Let's be brutally honest. I mean, there was times when he was ready to, go, because he,
Yeah, I didn't realize he was 5'4".
Yeah, he was just, that was my favorite joke with him. But just as cute as pie, though, but he, of course he was
I just looked it up. They're saying he's 5'9".
I assure you that Pac is not 5'9".
Okay.
Does that Wikipedia?
Wikipedia saying 5'9". I mean, I guess we'll never know.
I'm telling you, he would be right here with me. Like, stand up with a woman. That's where I got it from.
So somebody who met Tupac said that she assures you that he is not 5'9". So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and be sure to make a video about this because I feel like this one will wake up a lot of people. If everybody realized that Tupac was alive this entire time, that would wake them up to all the other characters. And this picture right here is just 100% proof. Shout out to Fearless TV for this picture right here.
I know for a fact because I spoke to him recently in December. We got into it, and then he requested me on Twitter and Facebook to hush me up, basically. But that's all I'm going to say. 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 And then he made those videos by debunking, by saying he's not, but then I told him he was lying. But see, I always knew. I know my family. I know my family. I know my family.
So you're saying you're betting your Tupac's cousin, whatever. Do you have any picture with your family or Tupac?
That I do not know. I had to go to the bank, to the safe deposit box to see. I do know a lot of stuff, but I really can't say.
Can you prove it at some way or what?
If I can get to my dad's safe deposit box, then yes. If I cannot, because nothing wasn't given to me because other family members have, there's nothing else that I can do.
So don't you have any picture with Tupac?
I have to go through my family's albums. I don't have those things.
So if you can find it, can you send it to my friend's Facebook?
I sure can. I sure can.
So Akil has said himself he was Tupac.
He did, but not to the public. I mean, I know my family.
I am Biggie Smalls. I have.
The person's name was Tupac. It was Tupac meeting Tupac.
I met Tupac for the world, met Tupac. I met Tupac for the world, met Tupac.
Now that takes me back to some Tupac stuff. So you think, Florentino, I have to ask you a real question. Do you think that I am Tupac? Well, answer the question. Just say, if you believe that, then say, then that's just what it is. But if you don't,
I am Tupac.
I seen somebody said Tupac is coming back this year and stuff. Well, I've been back.
For the song and try to push it along. I ain't the king of this rap shit, but I will bust a flow down, young nigga.
But acting, I could be somebody else.
I told you, and now I'm on. You thought it was over, you thought I was gone. I'm going in, you don't have to let me back from the dead like a Machiavelli. I learned how to tell a nigga fuck you then, Machiavelli. All I do is fucking win. I told you, and now I'm on. You thought it was over, you thought I was gone. Machiavelli. All I do is fucking win. I told you,
I am Tupac.
Let me back from the dead like a Machiavelli.